Main Thing Podcast with Pastor Steve, equipping you to respond and thrive in the world we live in today. Keep the main thing has been a saying that Pastor Steve has told for decades. It means no matter what is happening around us, Jesus is what we need to have front and center in our lives. There couldn't be a more powerful reminder for us to recall in today's divisive and dark culture. From foundational truths in Scripture to the hot topics of today's culture, allow this podcast to inspire and motivate you on your faith journey.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for the Main Thing podcast. Today, the last few weeks, if you've been noticing, we've been doing something a little different. We're giving Pastor Steve a break, and we're talking with our staff about ministry and what we're doing here at Covenant Church. And today, I have been looking forward to this one because this is somebody I go way back with. So please welcome Jessica Odomo.
Hello.
Almost said Jessica Williams, but Jessica Odomo to the podcast. Jessica is our preschool minister. Jessica, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Excited
you.
to be here.
Yep. Well, look, I know you were worried about the questions, so I will start with an easy one. Okay. Could you give me the theological and cultural ramifications of the premillennial position on Jesus' return?
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I won't do that. You were so worried about questions, so I thought I'd start you off.
This is
with
a little
hard one.
outside of my comfort zone, so I'm
sure you'll do fine.
I'm just a mom, so
Sounds like a new song. I'm just a mom.
Just a mom. Yep.
Gwen Stefani would be proud.
Won't be me singing it.
Tell me about yourself and your family. How did you end up here at Covenant, and what do you do here?
Yeah.
3 questions in one.
Okay. My parents started coming to Covenant when I was in the 3rd grade, so it's been well over 20 years we've been here. My husband, the same. They started coming around that same time as well. And we both grew up at Covenant, and we've been here ever since. My husband's name is Daniel. We have 2 kids, Jackson and Charlotte. They are 7 and 3. And so we've just been at Covenant. Well, back when it was First Baptist Homa. We have been here. Yep. It's all we've known pretty much. So,
Yep. Well, so what's your first memories of Covenant? Talk about Kid Blast all those years ago.
remember Kid Blast. Yep. I actually remember the first time that I ever came to Covenant First Baptist Homa. The only thing I remember is playing moonball in the gym.
Who wouldn't remember moonball in the gym, right?
So real deep there. Yep. I remember playing moonball with the big, which for those who may not know what moonball is, it's a big beach ball, and everyone stands in a circle and you just hit it around and can't let it touch the floor. That's it.
Of course not. Well, cool. Well, tell me, how'd you end up being the preschool minister here at Covenant? Walk me through that story.
Well, I have served in the preschool ministry probably since I was a teenager. I think my mom used to serve, and I would go with her and help, probably starting at like 12. So just been serving a long time. And it was actually your lovely wife came up to me on a Sunday and was like, Jessica, have you ever thought about like doing this position, being the preschool minister? And I was like, you know what, Miss Kelly, when you're a teenager, you like daydream about all these different like career opportunities and stuff. And like, I always admired the previous preschool minister, and I always thought that was like a really cool thing to get to do. So that was like a cool God moment, because I was like, I actually have daydreamed about that. And Miss Kelly kind of got the ball rolling for us.
Well, she came home one afternoon because we were looking for a preschool minister, right? And look, I think preschool ministry can be one of the hardest ministries there is. This is just my opinion.
Yeah.
But she comes home one afternoon and she says, have you ever thought about Jessica being the preschool minister? And I was like, no. And she's like, I think she'd do a great job. And so that's how I guess we first contacted you.
She's awesome.
But yeah. So I was very grateful she had noticed that in you.
Yeah.
And you have been doing an incredible job. But tell me why preschool ministry is so important.
Oh, gosh. Well, I think there's 2 sides of it. Obviously, the first side being that we are here to provide parents an opportunity to get to go worship. So super thankful to get to do that. We always stress to parents, like your child is safe when they're with us. We run through safety measures that keep both our children and our volunteers safe. So that is super important, because we feel really blessed to get to be able to do that for our parents. Because preschool ministry is a little different, because you're not baptizing babies or toddlers. You're not having like big declarations of faith or that kind of thing, but getting to take care of their kids for a while so they can go sit and learn about Jesus is really special. So like super thankful to get to do that. And I think another part of it is just making the most of our time with them. We get them most of them for an hour on a Sunday. And we just want to make sure that our time with them reflects the love of Christ. And we're not here to chastise them. We're not going to pinch them, as Pastor Steve likes to say. We just really want to make sure that we are being loving. And yeah, sometimes that looks like changing diapers and wiping noses and passing out snacks. But it's a blessing to get to do that for them. Because what I know about a preschooler is that if they feel physically safe, if they feel physically cared for and loved, they're more receptive to what they're going to hear. So like our Bible stories, so if they feel taken care of physically, they'll be more open to hearing about Jesus.
Yeah. I got such warm memories of being a preschooler at the church I grew up in. I can still remember we had this massive Snoopy that was like 5 feet tall. And to me, for a 4-year-old Brent, that was the ultimate right there to
cool.
sit in Snoopy's lap.
I like that.
But
we need a Snoopy.
I don't know if that's in the budget right now. but I think back to just the feeling of comfort like you were talking about, right? I have such good memories of being a little one at the church I grew up in. So yeah, I think that's so important, and I don't think we can ever overstress the importance of a parent being able to sit in church with a peace, knowing that their child's taken care of.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a mom of 2. I've been there. I've been, we took a little break. We had a few years in Mississippi where we lived. And we took some time like church hopping, trying to find the right fit. And as a mom of a young parent, it is paramount that that your kid is safe and loved for and taken care of. So we really stress that. And our team is just so wonderful at just being so kind and compassionate and caring. It's not like I always tell them, we're not here to discipline these kids. We're here to love them. We redirect a lot. Sure.
Love that word.
Yes, absolutely. Redirect. That's what we do. And of course, we'll have instances where we have to like pull a child for safety and get with the parents. Thankfully, that's rare. Yeah. We have a great group of volunteers. So super thankful for them also.
Yeah. Well, let's switch tracks a little bit. Tell me about your story. Just how did you come to Christ? How did you make that decision to follow Christ?
Yeah. I am very blessed that I have parents who grew up in church and felt very passionate and strong about raising us in church as well. So super thankful for, them doing that for us, because it really did lay the foundation of my relationship with Christ. It was actually, I was 12 years old. It was at a Testify concert. Do you remember Testify at the old church?
Testify, yeah.
Yep. They came in for like a night of worship, and the Lord just pulled on my heart that night, and I actually spoke to you. And we went, and then a few weeks later I got baptized, which, sidebar, Daniel and I always joke. Have you seen the show Boy Meets World?
Yes. Daniel
and I always joke that you're our Mr. Feeney. Because you have been in our lives since we were children, and you've kind of like grown up with us a little bit. So Mr. Brent, for those who don't know, has baptized me. He baptized Daniel, and he also performed our marriage ceremony. So you're our Mr. Feeney. You've just been there for all the stages of life.
I hope I look a little younger than Mr. Feeney, though.
You do,
right?
absolutely.
Because I remember him looking ancient on that show. Yeah.
But just because he grew up with them, he was with them from when they were young and all the way up to college.
I think that's why I was so looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
Because I did get to have a part in you guys' journey, really, almost your whole life. Because y'all were the group that when you hit 7th grade, I think, that's when I moved from children to youth.
That's right.
So I just got to teach you guys the whole way through.
And look, we loved it. We were blessed. You did a lot for us, teaching us Bible at CCA.
And look, you said you moved to Mississippi for 2 years. We have forgiven y'all for leaving for
Thank you so
2
much.
years.
Appreciate
we appreciate you coming back. No, it is a blessing. It is such a blessing when kids that grew up in the church come back as adults and serve and get to be on staff. I think that is so
It's cool.
So,
Yeah. Well, and it's really cool too, like doing what I do, because I get to see a lot of parents that I grew up with come in and come back to church and like bring their kids into preschool, and I get to like be kind of like a familiar face. So that's really cool to see, like, because sometimes they'll take a little break and, you know, they'll just be out of church for a while, but getting to like welcome them back is really cool. So.
There's something about having those little ones that make you reassess where you are in life. You know, I feel like we see that almost every Sunday. Somebody who grew up at CCA or grew up, you know, in the church and now they're back.
Well, and that's actually part of my story, because I was baptized at 12, but for a while it was almost like I viewed church as like a social activity in high school. Because, I mean, going to school where I did, we were affiliated with Covenant.
Right,
so like all of our friends were at church every Wednesday and Sunday. So I think it was really becoming a mom. And when we lived in Mississippi, like I said, we didn't have a church home. And so moving back is really like what started to strengthen my desire to get closer to the Lord. So
now, was Jackson born here or in Mississippi?
He was born when we lived in Mississippi, but Daniel made sure he was a Louisiana boy because he was born in Slidell.
Okay, there you go. We're going to cross the border to
yes. So.
Well, tell me what your favorite parenting story is.
Oh, gosh.
So, I know you got a bunch, right? They're hard to choose from.
Yeah. And I mean, they're all hilarious to me because I'm their mom, right? But one that comes to mind is when Jackson, who is our 7-year-old now, was 3. He was in a Mom's Day Out program. And they were doing a little Christmas performance. And he got to be a sheep. And he was so excited to be a sheep. So
who wouldn't be, right?
Right. He got to go up on stage. It was his first time doing anything like this. So we get up there, like it's a packed house. I mean, people show up for little kids when they're on the stage. So it's a packed house. We get up there, they're doing their song, and my child just decides that he wants to strip his sheep costume off right on stage. So just starts pulling it off right in the middle of the song that they're doing. Thankfully, we were so worried. Thankfully, his pants did not come with it.
All right, excellent.
But yeah, he's like just running around the stage acting crazy. He keeps going up to the mic saying check, check, check during the song. So really goofy. But that was just something that comes to mind. But
did you put it on YouTube? Because I'm sure that would have gone viral.
You know what? I should have. I still have the video. It's not too late.
There you go. Wait till Jackson's about 17.
Yeah, we're going to definitely use that one for blackmail. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So here's the spontaneous questions. I didn't tell you what was coming. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Favorite TV show?
Gosh. See, I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm more of like a movies kind of person. So I don't know. I watch a lot of HGTV. I know that's not fun, but I really like enjoy home decor. So
this will not surprise you, but there's a lot of home decor on the TV at our house.
Yes. Oh, no, that does not surprise me at all.
Shock you at all. Okay. Favorite movie then?
Okay. I'm really into musicals. So I think Wicked is probably one of my favorite. And then I also like The Sound of Music.
Sound of Music. Why do you like Sound of Music so much?
Oh gosh, every single song in it is just so good. And I mean, Julie Andrews is just awesome. So yeah.
Are your kids old enough to introduce them to like those old musicals?
See, I think Jack is, but he's just a boy and he does not care about that at all. Like if it's not like Sonic the Hedgehog or Pokemon, not his thing.
He's not going to sit, huh? We had the biggest shock of our lives one time. We introduced Singing in the Rain to the kids. And they all love that movie. And we're like, I can't believe you like this movie.
Even your little ones liked it?
Well, no, I'm talking about the oldest ones back then. Yeah, the little ones, there's no way they'd be like Jackson. There's no way they'd sit still for that. All right. Let's see. Favorite hobby. What do you like to do in probably the extra 5 minutes a day you have?
Yeah, it's not much.
Where you're not running.
Lately, I've been going to the gym, so that's been fun. Been taking some me time, really enjoying that. Other than that, I do like to cook, even though my kids don't think that I cook. So funny story. Jackson's birthday was yesterday. He just turned 7.
Mm-hmm.
And, like all lovely mothers do, I'm like, why don't you tell me your favorite meal that I cook, and I will make it for you for your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Mom, I don't even have to think about it. I already know. I'm like, great. I would love a Happy Meal from McDonald's.
We'll point of those up in the kitchen.
Yes, birthday boy got a drive-through McDonald's Happy Meal.
Could have been a lot worse, right?
Yeah.
Could have been a lot worse. All right. Favorite book to read
The Bible.
besides the Bible?
Oh gosh. See, I am a big podcast listener.
Really?
Yes. I love podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't do a lot of book reading
Mm-hmm.
lately in this stage of life. I feel like it's just a lot of mental calories to sit down and read a book.
Sometimes you just don't have the capacity.
Yes, yeah. And sometimes I just want to hear adults talking to each other. So I'll go pop in a podcast while I'm doing the dishes.
So what podcast are you listening to right now?
Well, the Main Thing podcast, shout out.
Oh, hey, you know what? Wait, stop a second. So Chet reminds me, I was supposed to say at this point, hit the like button or the follow button. We've never asked y'all to do that. So today's the day.
On Apple.
On Apple.
Yep.
On Apple. And
Write a review.
if you want to leave a review, that would be really neat. Okay. All right.
Shout out.
Back to the episode. All right. What you like?
I like the Bible Recap podcast a lot.
Yeah.
So listen to that one quite a bit. And then I also like the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace podcast. So I listen to that one. Yeah.
All right. I love the way you say it. I like to listen to adults talk to each other
Yes.
every so often. Chet,
Yes.
Chet over there wants to ask me, he said, how old do you have to be to start listening to talk radio? And I said, you're not old enough yet, but I'll let you know. But he's getting there.
Yep.
So, yep. All right. Let's see. So what's your favorite book of the Bible?
Oh, God.
Since we talked about it.
I go to Psalms a lot for encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing Genesis lately, which has been good.
Mm-hmm.
I find a lot of encouragement in Sarah's story lately, Abraham and Sarah.
Okay.
So that's something, just because as a woman and as a Christian in general, we find ourselves in seasons of waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And so I find her just really inspiring because, it was years and years and years before they got, what they've been praying for. And so I feel like as a woman, a lot of times that's relatable. Just life in general. But that's what I've been doing.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to narrow it down a little bit. Favorite verse?
Oh gosh, I didn't prepare for this. It depends on different seasons of life right now. Right now, I would say it's probably the fullness of joy verse, but basically just, when you're in the Lord's presence, just having that joyful spirit about you at all times, even, when life's not looking too hot, you can still have joy because he's with you.
In 2 Timothy, Paul talks to Timothy about, he says that we need to lead people to the life that is really real. And that's I believe that's the NIV version. But I love that phrase, the life that's really real.
I like that.
We can just go through life breathing, or we can have the life that's really real.
Yeah.
Which is what Jesus wants to give, that full
That's
joy
cool.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
So that's always been important to me. So as we kind of finish up here, what do you like best about being the preschool minister here?
Oh gosh, we have so much fun. Obviously the kids are very adorable. But it's, getting to work with the team that I get to work with, they're all, like I've said, they're just so sweet and caring. But really getting to lay the foundation of church life for a lot of these kids. We take that seriously because we want them to enjoy coming. We don't want it to feel like a harsh environment or anything like that. So we really try to make it feel loving. Every kid that walks through the door, I make it a point to say their name specifically and say good morning to them because I feel like it just makes them feel welcome and loved that, we remember their name. And something so small as that. But it's really sweet getting to love on those babies, man. You just can't beat it.
Yep. Well, look, I've often said with babies, the best part would be rocking them and the worst part would be changing the diapers.
Yep.
So you got to have the good
That's
and
right.
the bad,
That's right. You got to take care of the bad before you can get to the good.
Clean and the messy all at the same point.
Right.
Well, what are you most excited about for the future here at Covenant and kind of the direction we're going?
Yeah. I think just continuing to see the church grow, young families coming in is really, really cool to see. Because unfortunately that's not the case everywhere you go. So I think we're really blessed here to have the kind of environment that we have. And the Lord's really blessed, I think, our mission here, and just getting to see so many young families feel comfortable bringing their kids in.
Yep.
And raising them in church. I mean, we have so many families I can think of right off the top of my head that have been here since their babies were little.
Yeah.
Some of them I worked with, and now they're in the youth group helping me serve on Sundays with me. So it's really cool. Like the longevity of the families here is really cool.
Yeah.
And just the way that the church is continuing to grow.
You say that about young families. So when Pastor Steve had his 25th anniversary here, we dug down, Colleen and I held, but she found it. She was able to find the very first sermon he preached as the official senior pastor at First Baptist Homer. But what struck me about it is in that sermon, he said that he wanted us to be a church where young families know that they are loved and that their kids are loved.
Yeah.
And he's shown that he's been here 26 years now. He's shown that over the past 26 years that we've made that a priority.
Absolutely.
And so we are always so grateful for just wonderful people in those areas.
I love that he gets on to parents for fussing their kids for running in the hallway. That cracks me up because I find myself doing it. I'm telling my kids, don't run in the hallway.
I would be one of those.
Yeah. But pastor is do not fuss those babies. They are in church. They are here. They feel welcome. And they're kids. They're going to run. They're going to be loud. That's what they do. So I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jessica, I cannot tell you how much we appreciate you being here on the team.
Thank you.
You have survived your first podcast. And so now when you go home, you can tell Daniel, I'm a podcaster. Don't mess with me. And he needs to cook dinner tonight.
Yeah.
You had a rough day at the microphone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, obviously I can't, because McDonald's is what I'm famous for.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, do well as you order McDonald's through
Absolutely.
the drive-thru.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Glad you guys were with us, and God bless you. See you next time.
Bye.